All right, team. Well, I promised a few folks I'd do a video of the electronics that I bring with me when I go camping off-grid. In addition to the trailer has a 200 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery, and it's got its own power. So I make sure that's charged before we go out. But whether I'm going to go with the trailer or just car camping or tent camping or something like that, I try to get all my electronics in this one box that I take with me. So I will say this, in addition to this box, I took an old DeWalt case, Sawzall case, and in here's all of the GoPro, the stand which I'm using for the phone, and 2 GoPros. I got old GoPros, but I like those because they're not too fancy and I can use them pretty easily. But anyway, so let's get into it. All right, so this case stays packed, and I'm going to go over the lights last. I way overdo the lights, but the first thing out is if I'm going to be out for any extended period of time. I used to have a 100 amp hour battery, so it would go down if I was using the refrigerator, because I got a electronic 12 volt fridge, but I've got a portable solar panels. I've actually used those at home when the power went out to charge phones and stuff like that. We had the power loose, but we lost power in a storm once for about a week. So that was that. There is this is the drone. So this is a DJI drone. I can't remember which version it is, but it's a mini or something like that. So this is the drone, controller, the battery's there, and that. This is one of my favorite pieces. I used this last night. This is a night scope. You know, it's not crazy good. It's like I left the flashlight on it, so let me turn that off. And there we go. But it is super. It does work really good. If you hear noises out away from camp, you turn that on. It's not infrared, but it's very low light. You can pick it up. Generally, they're raccoons or possums or something like that. So I actually unpack this and put it in the trailer with me when I'm sleeping, so that if there's noise, I can go out. And it's got a CD card in it, a memory card. So if I see a Bigfoot and get it, I can get him on tape. That's what drives me crazy. This is nothing but a cord to hook up the solar panels to. It's like an extendable cord. This is pretty nice. So let me show you this. Because a lot of times where you camp, it's in the shade. So basically, you can extend the cord out and take your solar panels and put them in the sun, and you're not in the sun. So, so I think that goes up to 30 feet. So that's a nice. Use that a couple times. Before I get into the lights, here's the odds and ends. These are the newest, one of the newest things here. These are rechargeable D-size batteries. I think you can do the same thing with AA's. So they've got a charge port on it. The top is red when it's charging and it needs to be charged. And then it goes green, so you know the charge. And the reason I have those, I do have a light that uses D-cell batteries. I don't use it much anymore, but I bought these for that. And it's got a little special cord, I don't think it's in here, that you can charge 4 at the same time. So they have been very handy, and you can use those for old style flashlights. So I'm trying to get rid of any flashlights that use batteries. I have a trail cam, which I will set up to monitor my stuff, and say I'm out trail running, I'll keep this up, and that way if somebody tries to break in my trailer, I can see it. But also you can, and I'm missing the antenna on this, I just noticed that. I'll have to see if it's in the bag. You can get to it from your phone. So if I'm in the trailer and I hear something, I can turn this on and get to it from my phone and say what's going on outside without opening up and really getting out of bed, which is nice to do. And every time I have a CO2 monitor and a fire alarm that I bring with me and set up in the trailer just in case. Don't use this often, but if I was to camp with the tent, which I don't do much anymore, this is a little inflator that will inflate a sleeping pad, which I actually don't have a inflatable sleeping pad, so I don't know why I have this, but it is what it is. Oh, here's the 4-part charger. Those are nice. Always meet thermometer. Got that. And just a few more things in here. Radio, Bluetooth radio. Gotta have it, because when I'm listening to Johnny Cash around the fire at night, drinking my beer, that's when I use a lot. And this is not electronic, but it's in here. For the longest time I have a decent binoculars, but this is a monocular, because I can never get on a binocular the eyes to work. So I'm always closing one eye and looking through one. So I'm like, why did I do that? Just got a monocular. So this is a nice little monocular. I'm out here at Land Between the Lakes today. I can watch the barges go by, zoom in on them. So all those are miscellaneously packed. And everything that's left is lights. I am a light geek. So here's the big ones. This is my workhorse. This is a nice light. This is a stand that you set up. It actually doesn't set up that easily, and it is magnetic based. So I have this trailer. It's got metal wheel wells, fenders, and then it expands up. So this is awesome. It's got multiple modes where you can turn on multiple lights, 1, 2, or 3 of the lights, and they go different directions. So you can turn like this, so you can get them where they face out, face in, face up, and that's the yellow light there. I can go to the white light. There's yellow, and then is it this one? Anyway, so, and what I do with this is I set it up here, and it's a workhorse, man. That thing, I've used it at the house just when I needed extra light, so that thing works really good. This is, I only use this during the summer. This is more of a fan. It is heavy duty, but it also has lights, of course, and then the fan. But in the summer I'll use this because out here, if I'm sitting on the chair or whatever, I'll put this on me, and it moves a lot of air. It's nice. It's too really strong for inside. I've got a small fan wired to the trailer inside, so that I use for that. But it comes in handy too to charge your phone with, because it really takes a lot of energy to keep that up. This I just got. It's really cute, and I bought it at Menards and was on sale. So this has, and I've got 2 of these types of lights. It has a string light, and I used it last night for the first time. So you can light up. Let me get it turned on. All right, see, it's working just great. All right, you can light up the string, and it's not turning on, so let me figure that. There we go. You can light up as a lantern. Wow, that's pretty cool. And then you can light up this string too. Now the string, there it is really long. It actually goes around the camper twice. This is really nice to have. All right, now I figured out how to do that. Like I said, I used it last night for the first time and put the lights around the camper. Look, they're on green and purple now. They're colored. That's cute. And then you just roll it up inside, and it stores in itself. It's got a nice little clip on the end that I can clip on to the awning. And I run that on the back side of the camper because I have, oh, and I keep all this in this foldable box, which it's kind of getting old and falling apart, so I don't have to get it. So, and I'm going to have to get rid of some of these lights. The rest of the lights are in this case. I've had these for 3 or 4 years. They're going bad. Love them to death, though. Used to hang them up on the awning. Actually, I used to use a pop-up tent. Just hate to throw them away because they still work. But fairly new are these bulbs. They are at the corner of the awnings. Perfect. I've actually got 2 awnings. Got one here. I got one off the back. I accidentally bought the wrong size awning, didn't take it back, so I just put it on the back instead of using a 365 awning where it goes around the whole thing. So I put these out, and they just really only have 3 modes. Really bright, semi-bright, and flashing. And then this is that, I got this really cheap, a couple bucks somewhere, and it uses 4 D cells. I thought it was as chargeable. I will not buy battery powered lights anymore. Everything I use is chargeable. But it does have where, see how these charge, see it doesn't have any batteries in there, but these are removable. So it's a good idea. So it does have chargeable lights in there. So I guess you could call it a hybrid. It's pretty nice. I just dropped the case, so I remember to get that. So then I had this one before the fun green one, before this one. And this is a smaller rope light with LEDs. This goes on this awning, and it's perfect. It's a perfect square for this awning. So it just goes around the outside, turn it on, and it gives you really great. Once it gets so dark, you don't need much light to see, especially when you're watching a fire and stuff like that. So that's good. Let's talk headlamps. I really only have 2 with me today. I've got a couple at home too. This one is really strong. This is like the Cyborg headlamp, and it is really bright. So at night, if you just wanted to see forever, this is good. I will use this to run trails sometimes, but it's actually too bright to look people in the eye. It'll blind them. And I've used it to do jobs at home too. Like I was underneath the crawl space doing work down there. This thing is a monster. This is my go-to trail headlamp, and it's really tiny. First time I found the lady we were running the Pemberton up in Maryland with, the 24-hour race, had one of these, and it's the little monster. It is a battery. It uses 3 AAAs, but it's extremely light, really powerful, and it actually doesn't use that much battery. So the batteries will last a while. I'll bring extras with me just in case. This is just so light. It goes on your head. It's not even there, and it hugs really good. Sticks with your head. And then finally, my flashlights. Again, chargeables. This is the oldest. No, this is one of the older ones. It's just a standard on and off. And this one turns on and off, and actually you can focus the light on that one. This is I got this really cheap somewhere, but it's a cute little light, and I keep this in the camper for sure because it's got the light up front, multiple versions of that, of course. Then it's got you can set it down and use it as a lantern, and of course there's some road flares or something like that. And this is just a little, I don't know what that's for, but when you turn it off and it's in the trailer at night, it just emits a little light green, and I don't know if it's phosphorescent or if it just uses battery, but it's really nice because I get up to pee in the middle of the night. I'm old, I gotta pee. You're gonna have a light, and it sits right there by my mattress, and it emits a light green. I just grab it and go. So on all this stuff right here, I try to keep it in one box. I'm gonna have to start getting rid of stuff. I'm gonna retire these. Hate to do it, but I always just charge them. I never leave them out in the sun to charge like they were supposed to be. But besides that, got too many lights, and I'll attach a picture at the end of the ones I use at night, so you can see it. Dom was teasing me that the bears were going to come to it, but no, but wildlife gets scared off really because I got so many lights on at night. Thanks a lot for listening to me. If you stuck to the end, appreciate it. And I'll try to make a video like once a month on these things. Thanks.